Golden light shone across the sea, illuminating a small boat. The sailors on the boat were forced to act as bait to lure the mermaids. Ripples formed on the water, signaling something was approaching the boat. When the sailors looked toward the bow, a beautiful woman was leaning against it. The surrounding mist made the scene look like something out of a fairy tale. One of the sailors was captivated by her beauty. She was no ordinary woman. She was a mermaid. Her shimmering tail was hidden beneath the water, reflecting a beautiful rainbow. Her enchanting eyes made it impossible for the man to resist. Even though his crewmates tried hard to stop him, he ignored all reason just to get her attention. From an underwater perspective, a group of mermaids approached the boat. They surfaced slowly, drawing near. Their faces were incredibly alluring. It was hard not to admire them. But in truth, the men on the small boat were like slices of bread waiting to be devoured. One sailor was slowly dragged into the water. Beneath the surface, the mermaid revealed her fangs. The man screamed, but it was already too late. A swarm of mermaids surrounded them. Though the sailors tried to fight back, they had no idea where the mermaids would strike from next. The boat couldn't withstand the attack and shattered into pieces. The sailors fell into the water, and more mermaids swarmed around them. At that moment, the only sound in the sea was the scream of despair. Meanwhile, Captain Blackbeard rushed toward them with his pirate ship. The blazing fire forced the mermaids to swim to shore. At that moment, the sailors spread out a giant net to catch the mermaids. But suddenly, the sea became eerily calm. In the next second, the sailors were dragged underwater one by one. The mermaids used tentacles to pull them in. Captain Jack ordered the crew to return to shore first, but Blackbeard refused to let them go. Captain Jack noticed the bright light from the lighthouse and realized he had to extinguish it. If not, more mermaids would come. Jack ran to the lighthouse, pierced the tank with a rod, and set it alight. At the last second, Jack took a risk and dove into the sea. As the lighthouse exploded, a group of mermaids fled into the deep sea. The sailors began to be rescued one by one. A burning wooden beam nearly struck a young man, but he was saved just in time by a mermaid. However, the mermaid was then trapped beneath a wooden plank. Before the young man realized the mermaid had saved him, he grabbed his sword and chased after her. The mermaid was instantly terrified. When he looked into her face, the young man froze like a child who knew he'd done something wrong. At that moment, a large net was thrown, and the mermaid was finally captured. If you were a sailor, would you be able to resist the temptation of the mermaids?